everybody, it's Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am so excited to be joining my friend Audrey for her 12 Days of Holiday Scrapping series. And so over on my Redefine Creative Facebook page, every single day in the month of December, I've been going live sharing quick and easy, impactful layouts because this time of year, people don't always have a ton of creating time, but it's super important to get in at least a little bit. So today is going to be another one of these quick and easy, impactful backgrounds that you can do without a lot of supplies, without a lot of time. So I'm going to take my leftovers from this collection, which is an older Simple Stories. I believe it was called Freezing Season. And it's not really a Christmas collection. It's more just of a winter collection. And I'm going to take 2.5-inch strips. And we're going to go ahead and create kind of a diagonal design. Now you could do this a lot of different sizes. You could make it the entire background, just part of the background, totally up to you. So I'm going to take my pattern paper and start putting it on just a slight diagonal. And then I'm going to pair it up with another one of the pattern papers at the bottom half. And then for my next row over, I want them to like start and end at a different spot. So it's almost like you would do creating a brick wall. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my leftovers and fill in this last little like column section on the side. And the rest of my page is going to have that open white space. So I'm just covering that one side. I've used ink to kind of tie everything together. I very often ink the edges of my pattern paper, the edge of my background, especially if I'm using white cardstock. And so I have 2 black and white photos that I'm playing with today, and these are from Parker when he was a baby. So these are some old pictures. And I'm sure you have kids or grandkids that were the exact same way, but they loved those little characters from Hallmark that were like stuffed animals that played music and moved and danced and that kind of thing. And so this snowman at a piano was Parker's absolute favorite. So that's kind of the story that I'm telling. And there was this card that had those 2 snowmen, and then it says, I had this little phrase underneath that says Frosty Friends. And so I knew I wanted to use both of those, but the square was just taking up too much real estate on my page with my 2 square photos. So I'm going to go ahead, I went ahead and just fussy cut them, and I'm going to use the phrase underneath my photo. And then I've used the 2 little snowmen down in that bottom, like right-hand corner. And then I'm just creating some simple embellishment clusters. So I don't have a ton of this collection left. I've played with it a lot. I really love it. I love the colors. I'm going to go ahead and stack up a couple of these little hearts just to add some additional dimension. So that's a little sticker that I put on foam. Nothing too like super crazy here. I am going to put white cardstock behind my photos because I just really like the look of having that border. I am going to add a little bit of inking to it, but you will see on 90% of my videos, I do add that white cardstock behind my photos just because I feel like it's a nice clean edge that really kind of finishes off the look. And so I'm going to layer up those 2 4x4s. I'm going to start kind of layering up my embellishments. And this is where I start to struggle a little bit. So you guys got to tell me if you struggle with the same thing. So I have the right side of my layout is basically my white space. And I struggle a lot of times with how much white space is enough and how much is too much. So I like the look of white space, but I often get stuck in that like quandary of, is this too much? Is this not enough? And then I start to fill it up and I'm like, wait, I lost all my white space. So you guys got to tell me if you have the same like problem, I guess. It's not really a problem, but the same kind of dilemma when you're using a white cardstock background. Like, or do you have a surefire method that you can teach me for how to know like what is enough white space and what is too much white space? I don't know. Does that even make sense? I am going to take these Catherine Pooler stamps and I'm adding just a few little snowflakes to my clusters, and I'm using that same coordinating ink that I have been using. I'm also going to come back in with some black ink just because I have the black and white photos to add that little touch of black in there. So I am going to stamp just those little circles. It just kind of adds to the whole snowflake feel. There's that favorite puffy sticker. I knew I wanted to get in there as part of my title because this story is really just about Parker and his love of that snowman toy, and he always wanted to see it work. He would pull himself up on the table so he could watch it. He just thought that was the cutest thing. I am going to come back in and add some Heidi Swapp Color Shine in gold just to kind of tie everything together. It matches really well with the yellow kind of tones in the collection. I add a few other little pops of color, and that is basically going to do it for this layout. So I hope you like seeing my take on a holiday scrapping, quick and easy, impactful layout. Make sure you come hang out with me on Facebook because I'm over there live every single day. Bye, guys.